To navigate custody modifications when you're trying to relocate, I want you to think of yourself as like one of those museum people who puts on these white gloves and is like very careful with the painting, okay? Because more than likely, if you want to relocate when you've already got an established two-home situation from your initial order or your initial custody stuff in your decree, undoing these two places is really hard, especially when you're going in front of a judge. Generally speaking, in my experience, judges don't like moving kids. They like to keep the status quo. They believe that keeping things in motion, letting them stay in motion is best because of the stability. And like, I get it. Now, sometimes you may think, well, Hannah, it's not that stable. He never visits the kids anyway. And there's all these reasons, right? So there are reasons why a court might be willing to do that. But if you start from the assumption of, I got a really tall mountain to climb, I think that can help you a lot. And like the best way to get what you want is to cut a deal with your co-parent. Like, what do you have that they want? What can you like horse trade here? Could you let them out of paying child support if they'll let you move from Austin to Dallas? Could you, I don't know, often it's about money because like your property and stuff from the divorce, that's already all handled. So you don't really have that kind of leverage. But how could you try to get that agreement? But like if you sit down in my office and you say, hey, I want to relocate, but the other parent's super opposed to it, I'm like, ooh, bummer. Then probably we're not. Like, are they kind of involved? Like a decent gal or a decent dude? Well, yeah, I mean, but he's really a pain and he's always basically mean to me on Our Family Wizard. Like, that is not gonna do it. Look, we file custody modifications when we don't have another choice, basically. Because I always say, surefire way to break your heart and empty your pocketbook is to file a custody mod. And I've been involved in two because those were the only choices that I had. So maybe a relocation for whatever reason is your only choice. Like, okay, get a legal team who's experienced in dealing with that. And you may end up finding yourself in front of a jury because in my experience, judges are a lot more adverse, like against relocating children than juries are. And that may be your way to get there. If you want to relocate, you may find yourself in front of a jury, but get ready to write some big checks.